Hello, everyone. My name is Evita Medina, and I am here to talk to you about a professional development presentation. This is a proposal. The title is Gender, Leadership Styles, and Student Achievement. What type of leader are you? This was based on some questions that I asked myself. Why is there a noticeable gap in leadership appointments for women as compared to men? I also wondered, what leadership style do women display? And is there a particular leadership style that correlates to student achievement? So this is the introduction. It has been well established by empirical research. Women lag behind male counterparts on salary, wages, and leadership roles in the workplace. And this is according to Loader, published in 2005. Also, Sherman Newcomb, Beatty and Sanso, and Peters Hawkins, published in 2013. This gap is particularly observed in educational leadership positions where the majority of teachers are women and the majority of school principals are men, especially at the secondary level, according to Padilla Carmona in 2008. Additionally, Sherman Newcomb in 2013 identified a disproportionate number of women professors as compared to male professors in higher learning institutions. Ironically, those professors teach educational leadership courses. Simply put, men are teaching women how to lead, but women are not the ones securing those leadership positions.
For women, we're so limited. And if you're in this room today, most of us grew up in a world where we have basic civil rights. And amazingly, we still live in a world where some women don't have them. But all that aside, we still have a problem, and it's a real problem. And the problem is this: women are not making it to the top of any profession anywhere in the world. The numbers tell the story quite clearly. 190 heads of state, 9 are women. Of all the people in parliament in the world, 13% are women. In the corporate sector, women at the top, C-level jobs, board seats, tops out at 15-16%. The numbers have not moved since 2002 and are going in the wrong direction. And even in the nonprofit world, a world we sometimes think of as being led by more women, women at the top, 20%. We also have another problem, which is that women face harder choices between professional success and personal fulfillment. A recent study in the US showed that of senior managers, of married senior managers, 2/3 of the married men had children and only 1/3 of the married women had children. A couple of years ago, I was in New York and I was pitching a deal. And I was in one of those fancy New York private equity offices you can picture. And I'm in the meeting, it's about a 3-hour meeting. And 2 hours in, there's kind of needs to be that IO break and everyone stands up. And the partner running the meeting starts looking really embarrassed. And I realize he doesn't know where the women's room is in his office. So I start looking around for moving boxes, figuring they just moved in, but I don't see any. And so I said, "So did you just move into this office?" And he said, "No, we've been here about a year." And I said, "Are you telling me that I'm the only woman to have pitched a deal in this office in a year?" And he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, or maybe you're the only one who had to go to the bathroom."
So a little bit of the background. As the times change, so have the roles for women in society. More women have entered the workforce and left behind the traditional role of housewives and caregivers. One trend, however, remains unchanged. Women continue to trail behind men in job compensation and positions of leadership. According to the National Committee on Pay Equity in 2013, there has been a slow progress on closing the wage gap. In 1960, women earned 61 cents on average to every dollar men earned. 52 years later, as reported by the same committee, in 2012, women earned 77 cents to every dollar earned by men. The wage discrepancy continues and is notorious. To aid the obvious need and to balance such inequality, legislation has passed several laws to protect certain populations, including women and minorities. President Kennedy signed the Equal Pay Act into law in 1963, and still today, women earn considerably less than men while contributing to the household income as they try to balance the role of mothers and housewives. Equally important to state, there is a considerable gap in women holding leadership positions as compared to men. We're going to talk about that in just a second. According to a study conducted by Farrington in 2012, it was reported that only 10% of board directors in companies surveyed worldwide are women. Only 10%. And close to 40%, almost half of the corporate boards were completely staffed by men. Women in leadership. Women have made huge strides in joining the workforce and contributing to the role of providers. However, based on the U.S. Census in 2000, there is a significant gap in the percentage of women serving in leadership roles as opposed to men. This is Sheryl Sandberg, the woman that we just watched on YouTube. And this is a famous quote of hers. I want every little girl who's told she's bossy to be told instead that she has leadership skills. Consider the increase from 7% of women who earned a physician degree in 1970 to 25% in 2008. Farrington in 2012 also noted women earn 60% of university degrees in the United States and in Europe. Another emerging theme important to point out is when women are able to secure a leadership position. Contrary to men, more women report being able to secure a leadership position after middle age when they are free of family obligations. This is according to Padilla-Carmona in 2008. Mendez-Morse in 2004 reported Latinas waiting longer to obtain principal positions, an average of 9.5 years. The Latinas in her study also reported not being assigned a formal mentor. They had to seek mentors themselves, to which none possessed education degrees. Their mentors were family members, friends that they themselves secured, but none had educational experience. Interestingly, further review of the literature uncovered a term worth exploring: homosocial reproduction. This is by Eric in 1994, which in time yields to a lack of mentoring for women from women. This term of homosocial reproduction refers to men seeking personnel of similar characteristics to mentor and sponsor to grow as future leaders. This similar characteristic encompasses same gender, same leadership styles, etc. Consequently, more men are being afforded the learning of leadership qualities, and these men harvest leadership positions and not women. Cultural and societal perspectives. In one specific study, this is interesting, female teachers who were observed were assigned the housekeeping duties of the workplace, while men are responsible for managerial duties, such as chairing a committee, team leader, etc., thus giving the male teachers extended learning opportunities to eventually prepare them for a leadership position. This is according to Eric 1994 and Golub and Canty 1982. And this is how I feel about this training. Today, I plant a seed. And by me bringing this awareness, I hope that tomorrow I will grow a forest. Let's consider, who do you think has to balance home, family, and work? Balancing home, family, and work responsibilities has been the enigma for female workers. Unequivocally, society has imposed this responsibility of home and family management on women while holding a full-time job. And this is according to Loader in 2005. Although the following has been previously reported, let's take a look.
So, good morning. I am starting the day early, actually a little late. I am driving to work. I just dropped off my daughter at daycare. My mom helped me, that's right. My mother helped me drop off my son, Joseph, and Catherine. Suri is out of school, UTA. She's finished at home. And my son, Eric, he takes the bus to high school. So this is how I get my morning started. I'm putting my makeup on in the car, listening to the radio, and driving to work. We have assessments today. It's going to be a very busy day today and tomorrow. I am the testing coordinator, so I have to get all of that ready and coordinated and making sure that students have their scan sheets and their tests and pencils and scratch paper, and after they take their test, I have to scan their answer document so they can be scored, and make sure that there are no holes in the grade book, that everybody's gotten a test grade, because it will be considered for their final grade, which also will decide whether they get promoted or not to the next grade level. So it's a very busy morning for me. Good morning. How are you, Mr. Lennis?
I do not know where.
Had it all. There you go. There you go. Got the heart and soul in your head. But you played it to the beat. Woo! That's right. This is teacher celebrating. It's 5:25, and I have prepared testing for tomorrow, and I am ready to go. So it's 5:50. I just picked up my daughter from school. Say hi, mamas. And we are headed home. So I just got home, and it's time to eat. 7:15, and now I'm trying to do my homework. So what were you saying, baby?
We're buffing you. I'm jumping on it. Goodbye.
Are you gonna help? Sure, I'll look at Joseph. But we should answer him the driving and all that. Mom, you need to show me how to drive. Did I go with everybody? thought you put that sound.
She said no.
Tell her, Mom. So, a little bit about myself. I work full-time. I'm Dean of Student Services at a middle school. I'm also the testing coordinator. I am a mother of 5 and have a wonderful husband who's very supportive. And as you can see, I have a very busy life with work and kids. And trying to finish school is a priority for me, but it's also a sacrifice away from the family, from the kids. And I try to make the best of it and spend quality time with my kids whenever I get a chance. My kids play sports. I try to be involved in school as much as I can whenever there's.
So that's just a little bit of one of my, what we call a typical day for working moms. And it is a challenge to balance home, family, and work. And then add school for those of us who are going to school. So, oh, sorry, I'm going backwards. Let's go to exploring leadership styles. Men and women, in several research studies, Alio and Jung in 1999, Bass in 1991, Sholak in 2012, and Young in 2011, have identified 2 major leadership styles, transactional and transformational. As described by Lopez Zafra et al. In 2012, transformational leaders are able to impart trust as well as gain trust and confidence from their followers. Transformational leaders are also able to spread their emotions and understand their followers' emotions. These same authors describe transactional leaders are those who punish or reward their followers based on their performance. Given that emotional intelligence plays an important role in leadership, studies suggest training leaders in emotional intelligence because it is beneficial to leadership efficacy, more so in specific careers, in this case, education. Additionally, training future leaders in emotional intelligence, along with other effective leadership techniques from different leadership styles, could build an awareness of different characteristics in successful leaders and potentially lessen the prejudice against women leaders. And this is according to Bass, 1991, Eagley and Johansson Schmidt in 2001, and Hoyt in 2005. Let's talk about the focus of the training. We want to explore transactional and transformational leadership styles. The focus of the training is to inform the audience of the 2 different leadership styles. And through different modules, participants will explore the different qualities in women's leadership. Participants will be introduced to the benefits of a mentoring program. The purpose of the training, because a training program alone, I understand that, cannot completely eliminate the gap between male and female administrators. It is certainly a conduit to increase the assignment and retention of women administrators. This training will serve to start a mentoring program which invites new perspectives from both mentor and mentee, where both have opportunities to act as coaches, facilitators, and teachers. Nurturing aspiring administrators promotes growth in teachers, which in turn benefits students and community at large. The audience is for aspiring administrators, women in particular, current administrators, men and women, minority women, and central office district personnel. The intended objectives. Just like John Dewey believed in self-transformation, our society in general will make progress when we experience growth as we transform our beliefs and values. And this is according to Hansen in 2007. Dewey distinctly established how we could take where we are and continue to transform ourselves into individuals with deeper understanding of our craft or expertise. Dewey discussed the route to democracy is in learning from all contexts of life and not just some. He posed that we should remain open, flexible, and responsive. With this in mind, participants will learn about the two predominant leadership styles. Participants will learn the different qualities and experiences of women leaders. Participants will be partnered with a mentor, preferably a female administrator, to aid in the transfer of positive qualities based on similar experiences and to promote genuine interest in the growth of the mentee. Program will allow for opportunities where mentor and mentee exchange information and exchange dialogue, where both benefit from this experience. Mentor will be presented with professional development modules where mentor receives formal training on how to mentor aspiring administrators. This is the theoretical framework. An exploration of leadership styles for women in education. So this all began in asking about leadership styles for women. And this is based on the evolutionary neuroandrogenic theory, or shortened ENA, presented by Ellis in 2011, and empathized or systemized, shortened ES theory, by Baron Cohen in 2005. And that's where I begin to question, are certain behaviors gender specific? And if behaviors are gender specific, are there certain behaviors correlated to a specific leadership style? And is there a specific leadership style in which teachers and students are more successful in when it comes to academic achievement? Due to the lack of women in leadership positions, women lack role models and mentors. And this is the surfacing and the reason for a mentoring model to develop women leaders in education. The duration of the training. It is proposed on the first month to possibly occur in the in the late spring or early summer, approximately about 2 hours, where participants will have background historical information. They'll learn about the focus of the training and the purpose of the training. The next month, possibly late summer, 2 more hours, participants will explore the different leadership styles. The following month, possibly late August, 2 hours duration, participants will learn how women lead. And it is interesting because many authors talk about balanced leadership, spiritual leadership, how women multitask, how women use emotional intelligence. And this is a really, really interesting module to attend, learning how women lead. The fourth month, possibly in September, again, 2 hours duration, there will be an introduction to a mentoring program for women administrators. And 5th through 11th months, once a month, maybe 1 hour to 2 hours, it'll be the maintenance of the mentoring program and learning different networking opportunities for both mentor and mentee to collaborate and learn from one another, and learn about successes in their school year. These are the references. And this concludes the proposal for training. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave comments.